So firstly, because it's followed by a comma. So the grammatical role that however, like because there's a comma there, however works in front of a comma, whereas although doesn't.
Also doesn't
Al-
have comma after that
Yeah, although would have to be
in the whole
would have
sentence.
to be part of that clause. Although critics argue that while these programs address certain social factors,
Amazing. Okay.
they may. So that to begin with, but
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
they have slightly different functions in that however is um it's contrasting or contradicting something that came before. So it's from the previous sentence. Whereas if you were starting a sentence with although, you'd be getting ready to contrast that with something that comes after. So although I am happy with my job, I would still rather
Rather.
be doing something else um, each Monday.
Yeah.
Whereas you could say something like, um, I don't really like getting up on Monday and starting my job. However, there are things about my job that I appreciate. My manager is kind. So it's the order of information that partly decides whether you would use however or although. However is about contrast with what came before the sentence. Although is setting up a contrast within the sentence.
Yeah. And Adam, can you also please
That's right. It means fail to consider.
fail to consider?
So critics argue that while these programs address certain social factors, they may fail to consider deeper systemic issues. So the programs have some effects, but they overlook the real deep problems, the deep causes.
Yeah. And yeah.
This is really confusing because overlook and oversee are similar. They seem to be similar, right?
Right.
But overlook means to miss something, whereas oversee means to supervise it, that is to see it.
Sorry, you said
Overlook
that
means
it's
you've
fail to
missed it,
consider. Yeah.
yeah, but
The
failing to
police
consider.
the police
Whereas if
yeah, the police overlooked the thief in the crowd. Yeah. I don't
you
know.
might say that they overlooked important evidence in deciding who to charge with the crime, but you might then say that the detective has overseen this case. So oversee is about watching it closely and being in charge of it. Overlook is you've failed to look at the thing.